learning, performing, growing, excelling. Welcome to the Sanford News Network.
Well, there's only one thing better than a rivalry game, and that is two rivalry games. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeremy Carr, joined by Phoenix Hendricks, as today our Sanford Warriors take on another interconference rival after having dispatched Friends 2 days ago. Today, they face Tatnall. Tatnall comes into today with a 7-3 record. They have played 2 more games than Sanford. Although they have met Sanford before. In that first matchup at Tatnall, Sanford was able to secure a 51-43 victory. This was, of course, after Tatnall started 5-0. And then after losing to Sanford, they won their next 2. They're currently on a bit of a skid. They've lost 2 to Caravel and Red Hot Tower Hill, and they are looking to get out of that skid today. Conversely, Sanford, you were with us 2 days ago when they were able to beat Friends 54-21. Their record is now at 7-1, and they are red hot, just like Tower Hill, who has dealt them their only loss. Coach Perry's team has been playing well on defense. He's hoping to get them back on, get some more easy buckets and transition buckets on offense, but that might be difficult today because Ebuka is not in the starting lineup and not playing due to an injury he sustained in that aforementioned game against Friends. So Sean Forrest will be playing in the 4 spot. Chris Stanford will be moved to the 5 spot. But as Coach Perry also said, this was their lineup in the second game of the year, so it's not unfamiliar territory for them. But it should be something to watch. A new lineup that they haven't run in a few weeks, but again, rivalry game. Always close, and I'm sure even with this change in lineup, Coach Perry is both confident and still realistic in his thought that this is going to be a close game because all rivalry games are tough.
Yeah, hoping to see some good defense here. Sanford has shown some defensive prowess in the past.
We'll send you over for some pregame announcements.
Today's contest allows the student athletes an opportunity to compete in a safe playing environment. As state mandates require, all team members, officials, and spectators are required to wear face masks and properly cover the nose and mouth. Please comply with this request so that the game is not negatively impacted. We greatly appreciate your cooperation. And now for the introduction of the teams. For Tatnall, the starters are number 14, Eli LaFone. Number 1, Martel Fitzgerald. Number 4, Caleb Sales. Number 5, Isaiah Sales. And number 11, Brody Clayton. Head coach for Tatnall is Doug Nicholas. He is assisted by Ian Stickar and Marty Powell. And now, for the Warriors. Number 3, Dan Cole. Number 11, Porter Kelly. Number 14, Alex Rose. Number 22, Sam Bruce Stanford. And number 23, Sean Forrest. Head coach from Sanford is Tyrone Perry, assisted by Fran Forrest, Logan Herring, Rob Parker, Matt Wilson, and Alicia Papa. We'd like to thank our officials for today, Ronnie Abrams, Alan Guardian, and Daniel Cobus. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, please support and respect the calls that they make during the game. And now, please rise for the playing of the National Anthem.
as always with that, we are just about set to get underway. You know about the history of the Sanford roster and how it has undergone a complete facelift from that state championship team of a year ago, from the coaching staff to the starting lineup to even a little bit of the bench players. On the Tatnall side, this team went 9-4 last year, won 2 playoff games in the tournament before falling to Sally's in the third round matchup, and they lost a total of 11 players from last year's roster. But the interesting thing about that is, of the 11 players currently on their roster, 7 are returning. So their roster did not change so much, or did not drastically change so much as it just got smaller. Regardless, you heard about Sanford's starting lineup change. 4 regular starters in Yost, Dayon, Stanford, Kelly, also joined by Forrest. The starters for Tatnall: Markel Fitzgerald, Isaiah Sales, Eli Buffon, Caleb Sales, and Brody Clayton. Isaiah Sales and Stanford at center for the tip, and is won by Sanford. Kelly goes quickly for the reverse layup, and just like that, 5 seconds in, Sanford's up 2. Caleb Sales, the senior, running the point, over to Buffon on the other side, guarded by Stanford. To Sales, he puts up the shot, bang! Good from deep, that puts Tatnall up 3-2. Dayon with it, drives, goes back out, kicks over to Forrest. Over to Kelly, he's guarded by Brody Clayton. Gives it to Dayon, he's with it up top, guarded by Caleb Sales. Over to Stanford and to Dayon, back to Kelly on the left wing. To Dayon, inside Stanford, he dishes Forrest, 3 from the corner, it's good! Sales over to Isaiah Sales. Working with it is Fitzgerald on the right wing, guarded by Forrest. He gives it over to Caleb Sales, and it is deflected by Sanford and goes into the backcourt, so it will stay with Tatnall. Isaiah Sales is being guarded by Yost, and now over to Caleb Sales and to Eli Buffon. With it is Isaiah Sales. He goes to the baseline and then kicks it back out to Fitzgerald. He drives and loses it, but gets it back and keeps it from going out of bounds. Now kicks over, and Buffon comes open for the 3 and hits. Tatnall retakes the lead. Dayon drives, gets a shot blocked, but gets it back and kicks to Yost. He puts up a rare 3-point attempt and hits. Both these teams starting off hot offensively. Sales running the point again. Over to Clayton. And Isaiah Sales misses that one. Stanford the board. Up quickly to Yost in the left corner. To Stanford up top. Now kicks to Kelly in the right corner. Back to Dayon. Kelly on the right wing. To Stanford at the low post. He'll put up a fadeaway jumper. Not able to connect on that one. Markel Fitzgerald the rebound. And Caleb Sales will drive and then kick back out to Fitzgerald, guarded by Forrest, over to Isaiah Sales. And back to Caleb. He's got it at the top. Over to Buffon. He drives and then kicks to Caleb. He'll drive all the way and then kick out to the left corner. 3 from Clayton is no good. Yost, the rebound, up quickly to Dayon. He's got it at the right wing, across to Forrest down the lane. He stops. Dishes to Stanford for the easy 2. What a pass from Forrest. Caleb over to Buffon and to Clayton, guarded by Kelly. Over to Isaiah. And now back to Buffon. He'll go baseline, loses it. Kelly recovers. Sanford with numbers. Bounce pass. Dayon, he lays it in. And with that, before we have reached the halfway point in the first quarter, Sanford has 12 points and all 5 starters have scored. Yost hit a 3, Forrest hit a 3, Stanford Kelly, and Polk all got 2s on layups. So, with that, Sanford has opened up a 12-6 lead. And as I mentioned, both these teams starting off very well offensively.
Yes, very well indeed. Started off with in the first 5 seconds with a layup from Kelly, which really set the pace of this game to be a high-scoring one so far.
Now, after hitting a couple of shots, Tatnall has still been able to get open looks and get good shots. They just haven't connected on a couple of them. Now, Coach Perry mentioned to me before the game he is happy with his team's defensive performance so far, and how could he not be? They've been holding teams to under 30 points routinely. But offensively, they've struggled. They've been relying heavily on 3 balls and contested layups. He wants to get his team more easy shots, as here's Sales with the miss and the rebound by Fitzgerald. He can't connect on the layup. Dayon secures the board. But he wants to get his team more transition baskets and more easy shots. As here's Dayon with it. He's double teamed. Kicks over to Forrest on the right wing. He gives inside to Stanford in the paint. Turns around and lays it in, but a little too strong. Buffon with it on the right wing, guarded by Stanford. To Clayton in the right corner, guarded by Kelly. And he'll drive baseline, now stops, picks up his dribble. Kelly right there, on him like a glove. And turnover by Tatnall will give it back to Sanford. Junior Dayon running the point, as usual. And miscommunication with Forrest, but Kelly is able to save it, and then they call the backcourt. So Forrest and Dayon not on the same page there. Sanford turns it over for the first time. Caleb Sales over to Isaiah Sales. Guarded by Yost. Forrest switches to him on the right wing. Drives and then steps back and then dishes to Caleb Sales. His 3 in and out. Tipped in the air. Rebound by Fitzgerald. Offensive board. And a foul is called on Sanford. Called on Sean Forrest. Say he grabbed. So foul on the floor. Tatnall will inbound from the baseline. Quickly to Fitzgerald. He's double teamed by Yost and Kelly. He'll drive and then kick all the way across. Caleb Sales, the 3 from the left corner. Short on that one. Stanford the board. Up to Dayon on the right wing, guarded by Caleb Sales. Across to Kelly on the left wing. He is guarded by Clayton. Gets the screen from Stanford and then dishes to Yost. He's got it at the top. Back to Dayon. Looked like he was trying to get into the paint, and now he'll put up the 3 ball, and it bounces off, so no good there on the 3 attempt, and a miscommunication on the pass from from Caleb Sales to Isaiah Sales, but they are able to recover with no damage. Isaiah Sales guarded by Yost, and Yost is called for using 2 hands. Another foul on the floor. Both these teams making some substitutions. Jace Banks has checked into the game for Tatnall. On the Sanford side, Nico McNeil has checked in for Alex Yost. Isaiah Sales guarded by Forrest. He'll drive and loses it. Kelly picks it up. Makes a move on Caleb Sales. Now he'll go all the way to the hoop, and he gets it blocked. The rebound by Dayon. Draws the foul. Foul called on the aforementioned Jace Banks for a push. We'll get our first free throw attempts of the game as Dayon heads to the line with 2:07 to go in the first. hits the first attempt. Dayon goes 1 for 1, or 1 for 2 at the line, and pushes Sanford's lead to 7. Caleb Sales, jumper from the foul line, hits the back iron and is no good. Forrest the rebound. Oh, a spin move as Fitzgerald was trying to steal the ball. Kelly with it on the right wing inside Stanford, and they're going to get Isaiah Sales for the hold. Foul on the floor. Sanford will inbound. Down in quickly to Kelly. Now to McNeil. Back to Kelly in the right corner. Guarded by Jace Banks. Now to Forrest in the right corner. He's guarded by Fitzgerald. To McNeil. Swing it around. Kelly on the left wing. Dayon in the left corner. Looks like he's trying to get it into the paint to Stanford. And he almost does, but well defended by Isaiah Sales, who gets a hand on the pass and is able to steal it. Now over to Caleb Sales on the right wing. He'll stop and put up a 3. That one is short. Stanford the rebound. And oh, he gets it just slapped away by Fitzgerald, who's going to go in and lay it in for the easy deuce. And that one gets a timeout from Coach Perry. Well played defensively by Markel Fitzgerald to not only force the turnover, but then take it all the way for the easy lay-in. 1:07 to go in the first. We get our first timeout. Sanford up 13-8. Tatnall coach Doug Nicholas, who I also spoke to before the game, mentioned that he wants to try and contain Sanford's height because that was a problem in this first matchup. Sanford was able to establish themselves in the paint due to the height of Stanford and Ebuka. And he also says he's got to also worry about Sanford's outside shooters, mainly Porter Kelly, who is always dangerous from beyond the arc. And he wants his team, similar to Coach Perry, to play better in transition, to get more easy shots and get more shots in transition. So should be an interesting game from both a playing and coaching perspective. Both these coaches trying to focus on a couple specific areas of improvement, while the players obviously just trying to win. Forrest with it up top, inside to Stanford in the paint, guarded by Sales. He turns around and tries to put up the fadeaway, and Isaiah Sales is called for the foul. That'll put Stanford on the line. His first attempt bounces around, but he doesn't get it to fall, as Yost has returned to the game, checking in for Dayon. Under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Stanford connects on the second to put Sanford's lead back at 6 points. Banks, guarded by Yost, drives all the way and then kicks out, but the pass was a little off, so number 13, Starks, couldn't get the shot off. However, Sales is able to get the shot off, not able to connect. Isaiah Johnson, the rebound, he has checked into the game as well. Up quickly to Yost and down to Stanford. He's got it in the low post, and he is called for the offensive foul. Isaiah Sales drawing the charge on Chris Stanford. So after that hot start, the Sanford offense has cooled down a bit. Fortunately, their defense is doing what they always do and playing well. McNeil guarding Banks. And oh, stolen by Stanford, breakaway, slam it home! Right on cue, that might be the one to get the Sanford offense going. Chris Stanford with the steal and the breakaway dunk. Buffon guarded by Yost on the right wing. Under 10 seconds remaining in the first. He picks up his dribble. Now gets it over to Isaiah Sales. He's been the main weapon for Tatnall. He picks up his dribble. Over to Fitzgerald. Buffon comes open for the three, and he doesn't get the shot away in time. He makes the attempt, but they wave it off as the buzzer clearly sounded before he got the shot off. And that is the way the first quarter will end. Sanford up 16-8. Teams get set to start quarter number 2. On the floor for Sanford, Stephen Conway, Sean Forrest, Alex Yost, Nico McNeil, and Isaiah Johnson. For Tatnall, Isaiah Sales, Jace Banks, Markel Fitzgerald, Eli Buffon, and Caleb Starks. Buffon has it. He is running the point, guarded by Conway. Across to Starks, and now with it in the corner is Banks. Bounce pass to the low post. With it is Sales, guarded by Johnson. And he draws the foul as he was going up for the layup, and he was just swarmed by 3 Sanford defenders. And Tatnall will get their first charity attempt of the game. Sales goes 2 for 2 from the line. McNeil over to Yost. Banks went for the steal, but Yost was able to prevent it. McNeil with it on the left wing, back to Yost, and to Forrest on the right side. Fitzgerald guarding him tightly. McNeil with it at the top, over to Yost on the left wing. Back to McNeil. Tatnall in man. Bounce pass down to Conway at the low post. He takes a couple dribbles and dishes back out to McNeil. He comes open for the three. Too strong. Rebound secured by Jace Banks. He now has it, guarded by Yost. And, almost stolen by McNeil, but it gets out of bounds on him. So almost another fast break opportunity for Sanford, but good defense from McNeil regardless. As Dayon returns to the game. 1 minute gone in the first, or in the second, rather. Sales guarded by Yost. And now makes a few moves, drives to the paint. Johnson hits the deck and draws the offensive foul. So far in this game, Sales has been the primary weapon for Tatnall. But that time, Isaiah Johnson was able to draw the charge. Yost on the right wing to Dayon at the low post. He goes up high for the easy 2. Give him 5 so far. Sales over to Starks. Now over to Banks, guarded by Conway. He'll drive down the lane, draws the contact. Foul called on Conway, but they call it before the shot. That was close, but they call it before the shot, so foul on the floor. Porter Kelly has returned to the game. In, and the quick three from Fitzgerald doesn't get the bounce. Kelly, the quick rebound. Sanford with a 2-on-2, and now the defense recovers. Yost on the right wing to Stanford and can't connect on the pass, but Conway is able to secure it, so Sanford escapes a turnover. Dayon with it up top. Working against Caleb Sales. Got it on the right wing. Cross to Kelly and to Yost. Now to Stanford and back to Yost on the left wing. Makes a move, puts up the long two, and hits. That's 5 for Yost as Sanford has reached the 20-point plateau and increased their lead to 10. And coming open in the paint is Tatnall, but he's not able to score. Fitzgerald, the three, that one is short. That was Starks who came open in the paint but wasn't able to score. Sanford up quickly to Yost, to Conway. He's got it at the foul line. Inside to Stanford, not able to secure it. It goes out of bounds. A turnover for Sanford. Caleb Sales, guarded by Dayon. Passes to Buffon. Three from the top. No good. Dayon up to Kelly fast. Now he stops and gives back to Dayon. He'll drive to the paint, kick to Yost. Another three from him is perfect! Alex Yost with points number 6, 7, and 8. Sanford has stretched their lead to 13. As we approach 4:30 remaining in the half. And foul called on Dayon. Brody Clayton returning to the game. Buffon is double teamed over to Sales with space. Now he gives over to Caleb Sales, back to Isaiah Sales, guarded by Yost on the right wing. He dishes to Fitzgerald. He'll go baseline pass all the way across, but Stanford got a hand on it to knock it out of bounds. Now, Tatnall is in the bonus for the remainder of the half as Sanford has reached the 6 foul mark. Tatnall has 4 fouls so far, so something to keep an eye on. Fitzgerald with it on the left wing. Over to Isaiah Sales, again guarded by Yost. He'll drive to the paint, gets up the layup, and gets the friendly bounce. Isaiah Sales again causing problems for the Sanford defense. Yost into Stanford, and he able to save it from going out of bounds. So offense with another chance. Dayon drives, then kicks back out to Stanford. He'll put up a 3-point attempt. That one is just a bit strong. Rebound by Fitzgerald. Isaiah Sales, guarded by Yost, over to Caleb Sales. All the way across to Clayton. He'll drive to the low post, pick up his dribble, dish to Buffon. He goes into the paint and kicks across. Nice ball movement from Tatnall. Isaiah Sales puts up the 3 from the top. Bang! Beautifully executed by Tatnall to get Sales open, and he is able to capitalize. Tatnall has quickly turned this 23-10 Sanford lead into just a 8-point lead as Conway not able to connect on that jumper. Isaiah Sales, Fitzgerald, the 3. That one's off. He has yet to find a rhythm, shooting inside to Stanford with the reverse. Put Sanford back up 10. Chris Stanford with his point total reaching 6. Over to Clayton. Buffon in the corner, guarded by Stanford. drive inside and kick back to Clayton. Now he'll drive and pick up his dribble. Buffon comes open, puts up the three. Just a bit strong. Offensive rebound by Isaiah Sales. Turns around and lays it in for two. And Coach Perry wants to talk things over. Isaiah Sales has been playing really, 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 really well here. So it should be not only an interesting finish to the half, as always, but also an interesting game. Sanford's lead is at 8 with 2:09 remaining. Tatnall in the bonus the rest of the half. So Sanford has to be careful here on defense. If they foul, they're giving free charity shots to Tatnall. So they have to play clean defensively, and they've had a few turnovers here in the second quarter on offense. They need to clean that up. On the floor for the Warriors, Nate Watson, Dayon, Kelly, Forrest, and Sanford. Tatnall has made no substitutions. Into Nate Watson, getting his first minutes. Kelly on the left wing to Dayon on the left corner. Bounce pass to Sanford at the low post. Dishes outside to Forrest. Back to Dayon. He's guarded by Caleb Sales. And tries to get the bounce pass to Sanford, but Caleb Sales was there, but they say he kicked it. So down to inbound from the side. Kelly to Nate Watson. 1:50 to go in the half. Dayon has it up top. He will drive and put away the fadeaway and comes up with air. So not a good look from Dayon there. And here's Isaiah Sales. We've just mentioned how great he has been so far in this game, as Clayton is guarded by Dayon. Picks up his dribble and gets over to Caleb Sales. He's guarded by Nate Watson. Bounce pass to Clayton. He'll go baseline and puts up the turnaround and hits. Sanford lead sits at just 6. Dayon over to Kelly. Back to Dayon. He'll put up the three from the wing. That one hits back iron. And Stanford's able to get the offensive board off the tip from Forrest over to Nate Watson. He puts up a long 2, and that one is too strong. Under a minute to go. Tatnall back on the offensive. Cross to Isaiah Sales. He's guarded by Forrest. He gives over to Caleb Sales. Over to Clayton, and inside to Fitzgerald. He almost secures it, but Nate Watson was able to get a hand on it. I believe they called, yes they did, they called a foul on Nate Watson. So that will send Fitzgerald to the line with a chance to cut this lead to 5. Yost returns to the game for Nate Watson after he was called for the foul. And it was a 1-on-1, and Fitzgerald didn't connect, so Sanford avoids any damage. McNeil will hold. Sanford will likely try to run the clock down before, and they will, as McNeil picks up his dribble. He's got to find somewhere to go. Gets it to Kelly. As we are under 20 seconds, and Sanford is trying to run it down and have the last shot of the half. Kelly, guarded by Clayton, gets the screen from Stanford, drives to the paint, kicks. Forrest, corner 3. Good! With 5 seconds to go. Sean Forrest with a huge 3. And Tatnall is not able to get the shot off. What a shot from Sean Forrest, and that is the way that Coach Perry most definitely wanted to end the half. And so, we've played 2. Sanford is up 28-19. We'll be back in a bit for the second half.
As Sanford celebrates 90 years of serving students, we have a lot to be proud of. Although we have faced many obstacles during the pandemic, Sanford has risen to the challenge, and our COVID numbers remain low. Conversely, our enrollment is high, the highest it's been in more than a decade. From a financial perspective, our endowment has exceeded the $11 million mark for the first time in our school's history. Understanding that COVID is still a part of our lives, the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter. This month marks the beginning of our return to hosting several traditions. As a parent of a senior, I am so excited about commencement in the quad. Students from this year's graduating class have exemplified strong Sanford spirit. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Sanford spirit also has made us bolder, brighter, and stronger. Recent campus improvements have created outstanding facilities for our community. And our success is never final. Major renovations are coming to the Solwyn Math Science Center and Hebb Hall. Both buildings will be transformed into innovative, state-of-the-art education centers. Many of our achievements are a result of our strategic plan. One of the plan's 4 key pillars was to boldly honor diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have made great strides with this priority, and the Board of Trustees and Mark's leadership team are committed to continuing this important work. All of these accomplishments are possible because of the strong partnership between Mark's team and the Board of Trustees. The board's confidence in Mark is unwavering. I'm a believer in the flywheel effect, developed by Jim Collins. In his book, Good to Great, Collins says that no matter how dramatic the end result, good to great transformations never happen in one fell swoop. There is no single defining action, no one innovation, no solitary lucky break. Rather, the process resembles relentlessly pushing a heavy flywheel, turn by turn, building momentum until a point of breakthrough and beyond. The Sanford flywheel is really starting to spin. We're thrilled to have you on board for an incredible ride. Our potential feels limitless. Thank you for being a part of the Sanford journey.
In the cold of winter, we train. We compete. We rise. We believe that no talent lies latent. Even though our opponents may question our determination, our heart, our resolve, we know.
We are
Sanford Warriors.
Sanford Warriors.
Sanford Warriors.
In the cold of winter,
Looking back at last year's closing ceremonies brings joy to my heart. Those memories also remind me of our responsibility to do everything we can to ensure that our campus remains open and safe throughout the 2021-22 school year. In March of 2020, we closed our campus to protect our community. Through our Sanford Connected program, teaching and learning continued remotely during the height of the pandemic. We knew then, just as we know now, that the Sanford experience is at its best when teachers, students, coaches, and parents are on campus. Thanks to thoughtful planning, effective health and safety protocols, and most of all, our community's support, we successfully delivered our program on campus last year. As COVID continues to impact our lives, I'm asking for your support as we develop and implement policies and protocols to keep all of our families healthy and safe and our community on campus. How can you help? Follow our protocols and guidelines. The strategies we used last year worked. Mask wearing, COVID testing, and vaccinations reduce the risk of people spreading the virus that causes COVID-19. Speaking of vaccinations, we strongly encourage everyone eligible in your household to get COVID vaccinations if your family hasn't already done so. The vaccine will help protect your family and our community from COVID, especially with respect to severe illness and even death. And finally, remember the important role you play in the well-being of our community. Our school leaders are not in the business of challenging anyone's individual rights, and we don't want to dictate how you should live your life. We are in the business of educating and caring for your students. The teachers and staff members who prioritize your children's safety every day also have families. Your commitment to preventing the spread of COVID demonstrates your concern and respect for our Sanford employees and their loved ones. As you prepare for the start of the school year, let us know if you have questions or concerns about our COVID prevention strategies. We're here to help you. With your support, we will all experience an exceptional year at Sanford. Thank you.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Sanford Sports Center for the second half of this interconference Sanford versus Tatnall matchup. First half went relatively well for Sanford. They were able to secure a 28-19 lead heading into intermission. Alex Yost and Chris Stanford and Sean Forrest led the way with 8 points for Yost and 6 for Stanford and Forrest, totaling out to 20 of Sanford's 28 points. So, on offense, Sanford started off really well, cooled off for a bit, but towards the end of the half, Tatnall had stormed back mainly on the shoulders of Isaiah Sales and cut their lead to just 6 points. And then Sanford held for the last possession, and Sean Forrest was able to hit a corner three to go up 28-19. So hopefully that three from Forrest will spark the Sanford offense through the remainder of the game. But regardless, it was huge, even if the offense isn't able to keep building on it, because it gave Sanford a 9-point lead going into the half, instead of a 6-point lead. Starters for each team returning to the floor. Sanford gets first possession. Forrest inbounds to Dayon. He has it at the top, and he'll drive and kick to Kelly in the corner. Inside to Stanford at the low post. He turns around, puts up the jumper, gets the friendly bounce. For Stanford is up to 8, and Sanford's lead is up to 11. Sales over to Clayton, to Caleb Sales in the left corner. Guarded well by Yos. He goes baseline, then kicks to Clayton. Back to Fitzgerald and to Buffon. Now he gives over to Isaiah Sales on the right wing, guarded by Dayon. Over to Fitzgerald and to Clayton. To Buffon. He passes back out from the paint to Isaiah Sales, who comes open for 3. Can't connect on that one. Sean Forrest gets the board. Up quickly to Dayon. He stops. Gives to Forrest. Kelly swing it around. Yost left corner. Back out to Kelly and misses on the pass. That'll be a backcourt violation. So 1 minute in, Sanford allows their first turnover of this half. Caleb Sales over to Isaiah and swing it around. Clayton has it on the left wing. Back to Caleb Sales. He has it up top. Buffon, 3 from the right wing. Bang! Tatnall gets their first points of the half off of a 3 from Eli Buffon. Forrest to Kelly to Stanford at the low post, and we'll get a foul called on Caleb Sales for reaching over. Foul on the floor, so Sanford will inbound from the baseline. In quickly to Dayon in the left corner, back out to Yos. He's got it up top, over to Dayon on the left wing. Guarded well by Caleb Sales. He goes to the corner. And now he'll drive to the baseline, gets it space, tries to dunk it, but doesn't get the connection. Forrest gets the rebound and puts it in off the glass. So Sean Forrest joining Stanford and Yos at 8 points. Stanford's lead back up to 10. Fitzgerald with it. Drives. Puts up the layup. Doesn't get the bounce. Stanford the board. Dayon working with it. He'll drive and stop. Foul called on Caleb Sales. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the half, Tatnall has been called for 2 fouls. And into Stanford, he's in space in the paint, and misses the easy layup off the glass. But again, Sean Forrest gets the offensive board and gets the putback. So great job by Sean Forrest. He's up to 10 now. Sanford's lead is at 12. Over to Isaiah Sales. He'll drive and put up a jumper from the foul line, doesn't get it. Fitzgerald gets his offensive board and puts it back in. Up quickly to Yost in the left corner. Bounce pass to Stanford at the low post. To Forrest at the foul line. To Kelly on the right wing. Now to Yost. They swing it to Dayon on the left wing. He'll drive baseline and tries to get the reverse, but draws the foul. Foul called on Caleb Sales, and just like that, Tatnall already at 3 fouls. So that's something to keep an eye on. Dayon hits the first. And connects on the second as well. Bring his point total to 7. Sanford pressuring a little on the Tatnall offense. Over to Buffon. Now Isaiah Sales, nice spin move to get himself some space, and a nice dish to Fitzgerald, who lays it in for the easy deuce. Well done by Isaiah Sales, who gets the assist. Dayon over to Yos on the right wing. Across to Kelly. He falls down, but is able to get it to Dayon on the right wing. And now he'll drive to the paint, and he loses it. Markel Fitzgerald secures it. So turnover by Sanford. Over to Isaiah Sales. He stops and puts up a three from the top. Bang! Isaiah Sales, we've been saying his name a lot tonight. He has done very well to keep Tatnall in this game. And a foul right there is called on number 22, Jace Banks. Call a blocking foul. So, again, the number of fouls early in this half. Tatnall's at 4 fouls. There's 4:06 to go in the third. 2 more fouls, and Sanford is in the bonus for the rest of the game. Keep in mind, there's still 12 minutes to play, as they're not able to connect on that shot, and Sanford cannot get the board. Tatnall back on offense. They've cut the deficit to just 7. Clayton in the right corner, guarded by Kelly. Out to Isaiah Sales. Sanford is guarding him. And makes a move and then dishes to Clayton. He is not able to secure it, and it goes out of bounds, but it was last touched by Porter Kelly. So Tatnall is able to avoid the costly turnover.
Allen, other side. Chris, that's your man. Slide over, Chris.
Sales into the paint to Clayton. He's guarded by Forrest. Dishes back out to Buffon, guarded by Kelly. Buffon over to Fitzgerald on the right wing, guarded by Yos. Turns around and he'll drive and then stop and put up a jumper short. Then Eli Buffon with the offensive board. His putback is no good, and Tatnall secures another offensive board, and now it is in the arms of Isaiah Sales, who puts up a 3 and is not able to connect. Markel Fitzgerald almost gets another offensive board, and then McNeil steps out of bounds. So Tatnall, second chance, third chance, fourth chance. And Coach Perry wants a timeout, and he wants to talk things over. Tatnall with a couple offensive boards, a long offensive possession that I'm sure Coach Perry feels shouldn't have gone on as long as it has, and keep in mind it is ongoing because that was last touched by McNeil. Sanford just on that possession, unable to secure the rebound. So after this timeout, Tatnall will have possession. Now, it's been interesting in this game. Sanford has gone on runs where they've pushed their lead to as many as 13, but they've never been able to seal the deal, I guess would be the term, and go up really, really big. Tatnall has gone on runs in response, and although they've never been leading, they've kept themselves in this game.
No, they haven't been able to secure a lead. You're right. Tatnall has been coming back at certain points, but never able to come too close.
Turn. Isaiah Sales will inbound from the side. Buffon has it over to Clayton up top. Swing it to Banks. And now back to Sales. And Clayton on the left wing. He's guarded by the shorter McNeil. Isaiah Sales now kicks over to Fitzgerald. 3 from the wing. Doesn't connect with anything, so Sanford finally able to get back on offense as that long Tatnall possession comes up with nothing. McNeil running the point. Off the screen from Forrest, he goes to the right wing, fakes a shot, now gives over to Kelly. Kelly is guarded by Banks. He gives back to McNeil. And back to Kelly, and they swing it to Yost in the left corner, to Forrest at the high post. He is double teamed and gets it back out to McNeil. And now Forrest has it in the right corner. He's guarded by Clayton. He goes inside, bounce past McNeil, but nice recovery by Fitzgerald to prevent him from getting the shot away. So McNeil back with it and drives into the paint and then kicks to Yost. He'll go to the baseline, tries to get the reverse, but draws the contact and will head to the line. Foul is called on Fitzgerald that time. Yost's first attempt hits back iron, so as Stanford checks into the game, as does Isaiah Johnson for Sean Forrest and Porter Kelly, respectively. Yost goes 1 of 2 from the line. And promptly he heads to the bench as Conway has checked in for him. Here's Banks. He's being guarded by McNeil. Now Clayton over to Buffon. He drives to the high post and kicks Clayton on the left wing. He fakes and goes, picks up his dribble. 3 Sanford defenders around him, but he gets it out to Fitzgerald, who gets it over to Buffon, whose shot comes up with air. And McNeil gets the rebound. Stanford kicks to Dayon. He drives baseline and then kicks out to McNeil, who fakes and then gets some position and knocks down the 2. Nico McNeil with his first points of the night. Sanford's lead back up to 10. Buffon over to Fitzgerald, guarded by Conway. Now over to Banks. He stops, steps back, 3. Not able to hit. Conway the board, under a minute to go in the third. Isaiah Johnson going up quickly to McNeil in the right corner. Now back to Johnson, who will go to the right wing and pass to McNeil up top, and to Dayon on the left wing, to Conway at the low post. He takes a couple dribbles and goes up, can't get the layup, gets his own offensive board. Not able to get that one to fall. Stanford gets another attempt, but it can't connect. So, under 30 seconds left in the third. Sanford bench making noise. Banks over to Fitzgerald, guarded by Conway. He drives, he's at the foul line, and he kicks to Clayton, who puts up the 3. Bang! Sanford has to hurry if they want to get another shot off. 39-32 with 5 seconds to go. McNeil, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They got to get the shot off. McNeil does, and it is long. Well, we've played 3. Sanford's lead sits at 7 points, 39-32. And this is shaping up to be a very interesting fourth quarter. Well, we are set to begin the fourth. On the floor for Sanford: Johnson, Kelly, Dayon, McNeil, and Stanford. Tatnall going with the same lineup they had to end the third. Buffon, Banks, Fitzgerald, Isaiah Sales, and Brody Clayton. Here's Buffon with it. Over to Isaiah Sales. And across to Clayton, guarded by Johnson, who gets a hand on it and forces the turnover. And great defense from Sanford as Dayon has it and dishes over to Porter Kelly. Promptly gives it back, swing it around to McNeil in the left corner. Now to Kelly. He thought about the shot, doesn't take it, dishes to Johnson on the right wing, back to Kelly. He drives, kicks out to Johnson. Thought about it, kick back outside. Dayon falls down, or stumbles, I should say. Regains his footing and drives, but is not able to connect. So, Tatnall back on offense. Sales over to Buffon. Guarded by Stanford. 7 minutes to go in the game. Almost stolen by Dayon, but Isaiah Sales comes up with it. And he'll go to the paint and dish outside to Clayton. He'll now drive to the paint himself. And he draws the foul, but they call it on the floor. Believe it or not, that was Sanford's first foul of the second half, as Banks comes open from the corner for three, and just like that, it is a 4-point game. And Coach Perry wants to talk things over. As Tatnall has clawed their way back to a 4-point deficit.
It's about the closest it's been all day.
Oh no, it was 0-0 at one point.
About. It's been in a while, at least.
That's true. So Sanford possession, 6:40 to go in the game. Again, strong defense has been paired with inconsistent offense for Sanford today. They've notched 39 points, but Tatnall has clawed their way back into it after that three from Clayton cut Sanford's lead to just 4. Dayon with it, guarded by Banks. Across to Kelly, he's got it on the left wing. Now with it is Johnson, back to Dayon, across to Kelly, and back to Dayon. Sanford trying to establish something. Tatnall in a 2-3 zone here. Dayon to Kelly, and to Johnson on the right wing. Now McNeil goes to the right corner as Johnson passes back to Dayon. And back to Kelly. Sanford still swinging it around beyond the arc. McNeil in the right wing. Back to Dayon. Dayon. Off the screen, kicks to Kelly. He's great from beyond the arc, and he continues to be great from beyond the arc. A much-needed 3 from Porter Kelly puts Sanford back up 7. Now here's Clayton. He'll try to answer. Short, but Sales gets the offensive board. Can't connect on that one. Markel Fitzgerald gets an offensive board and draws the foul. Foul called on Chris Sanford. Fitzgerald hits the first. And Sean Forrest and Alex Yost return to the game, as McNeil and Isaiah Johnson head to the bench, so Coach Perry with his starting lineup. Five-point game as Fitzgerald goes 2 for 2 from the line. And Tatnall now running with a little more full court style defense. Not quite right up in his face pressure, but but Banks is staying with Dayon. Or rather, he was staying with Dayon his whole way up the court. Forrest, meanwhile, has it guarded by Fitzgerald. Now kicks back to Dayon. He goes to the right corner and kicks to Yost. Back to Dayon. Tries to get it to Sanford. He does, and he draws the foul. Chris Sanford will head to the line for 2 shots. Foul called on Buffon. Sanford silences some of the noise from the crowd as he hits his first attempt. Has a chance to make it a 3-possession game with this shot. And gets the bounce. He's got 10 points now. 4:30 to go in the game. Sanford's lead at 7. Isaiah Sales guarded by Dayon. Dishes to Clayton. He's at the foul line, goes back outside. Now he'll drive all the way. And Sanford called for the push. It was Alex Yost who was called. Third foul for Sanford. And that last foul that put Sanford on the line was the 6th by Tatnall. So for the final 4-11, Sanford will be in the bonus. As here is a corner 3 from Buffon that does not connect. Kelly gets the board. Dayon driving, stops. Backs up a little. Over to Yost. To Sanford at the low post. Foul is called on, I believe it was Eli Buffon, and as I mentioned, Sanford in the bonus, so Sanford will head to the line. Can't connect on that one, so Tatnall avoids any damage. Everyone in the arena watching the clock intently as Sanford holds a thin 7-point lead with just 3:36 to go in the game. Buffon drives, baseline. And now Sanford is called for the push. No, they call him for a block. So, again, Sanford not yet at the team limit. In quickly to Fitzgerald. Guarded by Dayon. Now he'll pass back out to Banks. He has it up top, guarded by Kelly. Puts up a little shot, floater, and doesn't connect on that one. Yost gets the board. Dayon has it, guarded by Fitzgerald. Over to Forrest, and back to Dayon. 3 minutes left in the game. Forrest to Yost in the right corner. Back outside to Forrest and to Kelly. He hit that big three earlier. He gives it back to Dayon. Fitzgerald on him like Gary Payton, or to say, like a glove. Alex Yost and Porter Kelly tossed it back and forth. Kelly back to Dayon. Dayon kicks and foul will be called on Fitzgerald. And that's a big one. Dayon, who is a very good free throw shooter, will head to the line for 1-and-1. As Caleb Sales checks in for Brody Clayton. Dayon can't connect on that one, so in the two one-and-one attempts Sanford has had, they've gone 0 for 2. 44-37 the score. Isaiah Sales to Banks to Caleb Sales up top, guarded by Yost. Yost guarding him closely as Caleb Sales will drive and get the layup, and Dayon with a nice offensive board, but Fitzgerald and Caleb Sales right there. However, he is able to secure the rebound. And a foul called on Caleb Sales for hitting the arm of Dayon will put him on the line with a chance to redeem himself after he missed that last attempt. Dayon hits that one. They say he stepped over the line, so they get 3 one-and-one chances Sanford has had. That net nothing. Minute 59. 44-37. Caleb Sales with it. Now over to Isaiah Sales. He'll put up a 3 from the corner. Bang! 4-point game. Coach Perry wants to talk things over as Isaiah Sales again almost single-handedly keeping Tatnall in this game as they have cut their deficit to just 4 with 1:47 seconds to go.
This last minute 47 is going to be real interesting, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Refs bring the teams back on the floor. This offensive possession is huge for Sanford. Their lead has been 4 after the Isaiah Sales 3. There is still plenty of time left in this game. However, they are in the bonus. Now Tatnall really in full court press. Dayon gets the inbound from Forrest. And they got to get it over. They got to get it over, and they do to Kelly. And Tatnall wanted the 10-second violation as Dayon has it very close to the backcourt, and now he is called. No, they call they call Jace Banks for the foul, and he gets dangerously close to the official, but Markel Fitzgerald smartly pulls him away. So Dayon at the line once again. So Sanford is in the double bonus now, as that was Tatnall's 10th foul, so Dayon will get 2 shots, and he hits the first. McNeil checks in for Forrest. With a minute 30, Sanford still has 2 fouls to give. Or 1 foul, rather. That 2 fouls would put them over the limit. Caleb Sales over to Buffon. He'll drive baseline. Kelly got a hand on that pass, and it goes out of bounds. Sales in quickly to Markel Fitzgerald. He's made a big contribution with a couple offensive boards tonight. Buffon over to Banks. And to Isaiah Sales. He's been the hot hand, and he'll try again, and can't connect from deep there. And Markel Fitzgerald fouls McNeil, who will head to the line for 2. The chance to make it a 2-possession game with under a minute to go. McNeil gets the friendly bounce there to make it a 3-possession game, and Sean Forrest returns. Nico McNeil, very, very big free throws, and he hits both of them. Tatnall's got to go fast on offense. Isaiah Sales, another 3 from the wing. Not able to hit that time. Stanford the board. And over to Forrest. And he is fouled. And he'll head to the line. Foul called on Caleb Sales. 2 made free throws from Forrest here would likely wrap it up. Forrest is perfect on the first attempt. And on the second. Sanford up 50-40 with 40 seconds left. Isaiah Sales drives down the lane and lays it in. And timeout by Doug Nicholas, as Isaiah Sales again causing problems for the Sanford defense. But after 4 made free throws from Sanford, it does not look like it will much matter, as there's under 30 seconds and Sanford's lead sits at 8. So the teams return to the floor. Kelly inbounds, almost stolen by Fitzgerald, goes out of bounds. Tatnall possession, so hold everything. And Coach Perry quickly puts Sanford, his tallest player, back into the game. Tatnall will now have possession. In quickly to Markel Fitzgerald. They've got to move fast offensively. Phone over to Banks. He drives, fade away is good, plus the foul. Oh my goodness. What a turn of events here. Banks with a chance to complete a three-point play. And he doesn't hit the rebound. Markel Fitzgerald gets the offensive board. And a timeout is called by Tatnall.
Could potentially put them in 3 points of Sanford.
Coach Perry talking with the official. So Coach Perry with his starters on the floor. Tatnall with 4 of their 5 starters, with the exception of Jace Banks, who is in for Brody Clayton. 14.6 Tatnall possession. Banks to inbound from the baseline. Looking for somewhere to go. Slapped by Kelly right back in his face. So, we'll run the same play. Or we'll try again, but 0.5 seconds later into Isaiah Sales. He's been high and he falls down! Stolen by Stanford! Adios! Clutch steal from Chris Stanford. And with 7.1 to go in the game, and Sanford heading to the line, this one is all but over. So Sales, who had been the hot hand for Tatnall all night, loses his footing and turns the ball over. What a turn of events this has been. Yos hits the first. And he hits the second. And as the final 5 seconds tick down, Sanford will win their 6th consecutive game. They'll go to 8-1. Tatnall gave them a scare there at the end, but they were able to hold on. And as always, their defense came up clutch when they needed to. So, Tatnall has fallen to 7-4. They've now lost to Sanford for the 2nd time. Ironically, the score of that first game, 51-43. 52-44, so just add 1 for each team.
Wow, that is quite the coincidence.
I just think it's cool, and I wanted to say that. Anyway, for our whole crew, John Fritz, Cameron Scher, Megan Athey, and of course Phoenix Hendricks, I'm Jeremy Carr. This Tuesday, we will be streaming our Sanford girls basketball team, so make sure to tune in for that. and hope to see you there. Thanks again.